In this video, I'm going to quickly go over using the Pathfinder tool. And this is a way of either combining or dividing shapes together. So for example, say I have these shapes that are together and I want to turn them all into one shape. What I can do is when I select a series of shapes, you'll see this Pathfinder panel pop up if you're in Essentials Classic, or you can go to Window and Pathfinder and this window will pop up. When I select Unite, which is this first one here, notice that they all form together and create one solid form. However, if I do something like select this one, and I do the second option, which is minus front, it will remove that area like a whole. And so this is similar to this idea of using the shape builder. But one thing that's kind of neat is say I select these two shapes again, and I am hovering over this minus front and I hold down Alt. You'll see that we have a shape that we can edit. And so when I click minus front and hold down Alt or Option, you'll see that that circle is technically taken out of that area, but I can still double click into that shape and move it around as if it was an actual hole and rearrange it as I see fit. So if I put another shape behind it, let's go in, change the color on this, and send it to the back, right? You'll see that that hole is technically there, and I can double click, move that hole around, and it will take a chomp out of this form here. So that's kind of interesting where it's a non-destructive shape that we're working with. One other interesting thing that you can use with the Pathfinder menu is I'm going to go back a series of steps, is this option to divide. And if I go to my eyedropper, I'm just going to sample that color. I pressed I to sample this color and apply it here. Now, say I want these sort of overlapping shapes to be separate ones, right? What I can do is if I click on the second option for divide, when I click on it, looks like nothing's changed, right? What it's actually done is taken all of these separate overlapping shapes and turn them into individual ones. So when I click, they're grouped together, but if I right click and I ungroup, you'll see that this is now a shape and this is now a shape. And I could go in and change the color. Come here, change these ones color, these colors. Right? So you can start to do sort of interesting moments where it's cut across and you wanted to apply different colors as they intersect or remove certain shapes, but keep it as if it's like breaking apart, for example. So again, if I have a series of lines, let's give these a color, series of lines going across, and I select these shapes and I go to divide, it will keep those together, right click, ungroup, and I can select these shapes, move them down a little bit, move them down a little bit and over, down a little bit and over, right? So they start to feel like they're breaking apart. So you can start to do a lot with these forms using both divide and unite and minus front. There's other options in here that I suggest you check out, but those are the ones that I find to be the most helpful.